The sun beat down on the Arabian Peninsula, baking the sand until it shimmered like a mirage. In the year 624 AD, the city of Medina was more than just a collection of houses and date palms. For the Muslims there, it was a sanctuary, a place of worship and community. But this fragile peace was about to be shattered. In the distance, a massive cloud of dust was rolling towards the city. As it drew closer, it became clear that it wasn't a sandstorm, but an invading army. At their head was Abu Sufyan, a man whose name would become synonymous with animosity towards the Muslims. He had come with the might of Mecca behind him, determined to crush the growing Muslim community. This was the Battle of Badr, and the Muslims, led by the Prophet Muhammad, found themselves facing an army 3 times their size. The story of the Battle of Badr isn't just a tale of ancient warfare. It's the story of courage, strategy, and most importantly, faith. Imagine for a moment what it must have been like to be a Muslim on that fateful day. On one side stood the nascent Muslim community, their numbers barely exceeding 313. They were a diverse group, not just ethnically, but also in terms of age and experience. Yet, they were united by a common belief in one God and their leader, Prophet Muhammad. Facing them were the 1,000-strong Quraysh of Mecca, heavily armed warriors, who considered the Muslims an affront to their authority. The Meccans were not just numerous, they were battle-hardened. Their leader, Abu Sufyan, was a seasoned commander with a reputation for ruthlessness. It was as if David and Goliath were reliving themselves on the dusty plains of Arabia. So how did the Muslims, outnumbered and outgunned, possibly hope to prevail? The answer lay in the leadership of Prophet Muhammad and the commitment of his followers. Faced with such overwhelming odds, many would have succumbed to fear or despair. But the Muslims saw this challenge as a test, a trial by fire that would either solidify their faith or break them. And at the heart of it all was their unwavering trust in Allah. When Prophet Muhammad learned of the approaching Meccan army, he didn't panic. Instead, he acted with the calm precision of a seasoned commander. Knowing his men were outnumbered, he chose a strategic location for the battle. The importance of location in warfare has never been overstated, and Muhammad picked wisely. The site was close to some wells, a source of water vital in the arid desert landscape. Controlling this water could make the difference between victory and defeat. As the Muslim men prepared for battle, Prophet Muhammad divided them into units, assigning specific roles and positions. This was no time for individual heroism. This was a team effort, a symphony of strategy and sacrifice. Each man had a part to play, and every part was crucial. When the Meccan army arrived, the scene was one of stark contrasts. The Muslims, disciplined and focused, stood firm in their ranks. The Meccans, confident and mocking, taunted their opponents, believing victory was at hand. The initial clash was brutal, a flurry of steel on steel as both sides charged forward. But as the battle raged, the Meccans' taunts turned to surprise. The Muslims, though fewer in number, were holding their ground. The battle lines were drawn across the valley of Badr. The Muslims, compact and resolute, stood firm against the surging Meccan forces. Their ranks were a study in discipline, their eyes focused on the task ahead. On the Meccan side, Abu Sufyan watched with growing concern. His initial confidence was giving way to a nagging doubt. Why were these ragtag Muslims holding out? The battle continued, the sun high overhead. The air filled with the sounds of combat, the clang of swords, the shouts of warriors, and the thud of bodies hitting the ground. Hours passed, and it became clear that this was not going to be the easy victory Abu Sufyan had anticipated. Among the Muslims, one man stood out. Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib, the Prophet's uncle. His bravery was a shining example to the others, his sword flashing like lightning in the midday sun. He cut down Meccan warriors as if they were reeds in a storm. Seeing their numbers dwindling and their initial arrogance shattered, the Meccans panicked. The tide of battle turned swiftly, and what was once a stalemate became a rout. The Meccans, confused and fearful, began to falter. Many broke ranks, fleeing for their lives. The rest fought desperately, but their efforts were uncoordinated, their courage spent. One by one, the Meccan leaders fell. Among them was Abu Sufyan, who escaped, wounded and humiliated, leaving his men to their fate. The Muslims, energized by their leader's example and bolstered by the sight of their enemies' wavering resolve, pressed their attack. Their discipline and unity, forged in the fires of adversity, were their weapons. Their courage, inspired by their faith and Prophet Muhammad's guidance, was their shield. As the sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows across the battlefield, the fighting grew more intense. The cries of the dying mingled with the cheers of the victors. The very essence of their struggle, their survival as a community, seemed to hang in the balance. It was a test of wills, a confrontation that would define not just their present, but their future. For the Muslims, their victory at Badr was not just a military triumph, it was a testament to the power of unity, faith, and strategic thinking. Despite being outnumbered, outgunned, and seemingly outmatched, they had prevailed. This victory was a shot in their collective arm, a surge of confidence that reverberated through the ranks. It showed them that with discipline, strategy, and unwavering belief, they could overcome any obstacle. The impact of Badr extended far beyond the battlefield. It sent shockwaves through the political landscape of Arabia. The Meccans, once arrogant and dismissive, now viewed the Muslims with a newfound respect tinged with fear. This battle was a pivotal moment, a turning point that shifted the course of early Islamic history. In the aftermath of the battle, the Muslims found themselves in a position they had only dreamed of before. They had established their dominance in the region. More importantly, they had proven to themselves and to the world that they were a force to be reckoned with. The victory at Badr was not merely a chapter in history. It was a beacon of inspiration that illuminated the path for generations to come. It was a lesson in courage, a masterclass in strategy, and a celebration of the triumph of good over evil. Today, the legacy of the Battle of Badr lives on. It stands as a reminder of the strength that comes from unity, the power that flows from faith, and the brilliance that shines through strategic thinking. It's a timeless narrative that transcends the boundaries of time and place, speaking to the hearts and minds of all who hear its tale. As we reflect on the events that unfolded on that fateful day near Medina, let us draw inspiration from the courage of those who dared to dream of a better world. Let us learn from their strategic brilliance, and most importantly, let us remember the importance of staying true to our beliefs in the face of all odds. The Battle of Badr was more than just a battle. It was a testament to the human spirit, a celebration of resilience, and an ode to the pursuit of justice. It was a battle that changed the course of history and left an indelible mark on the world. And so, as we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, let us carry their legacy forward with pride and determination. May their stories continue to inspire us to reach new heights, to push beyond our perceived limitations, and to strive for excellence in all we do.